All right, guys. So this is from Orlando Weekly. And oh yeah, before I get to this, shout out to JB Front. He's the first one to talk about this. So I always give people credit when credit is due, because that's fair. Like I believe in fairness. I'm pretty sure you watch his talking about this on RBN. So you gotta give him his credit. Anyway, it says Florida House okays bill that loosens defamation protections require removal of certain online articles. Uh, Certain online articles, man. Yeah, and also you mean online videos as well. It's articles, but um, this could mean a various amount of things. Like yeah, like if people don't like Ron DeSantis. So if you talk about Ron DeSantis, even though like defamation is kind of like a complicated thing to begin with. And then on top of that, like they can say, "Hey, he defaming me," so he have to remove that. Well, he gonna get sued. Yeah. I'm finna read the article and I'm finna break it down. Here we go. It says a bill to loosen defamation lawsuit restrictions advanced in the Florida House Thursday with support from Democrats who said they have been targets of false information spread online. Democrats. Oh wow. Oh God, false information spread about me online. Oh God, these motherfuckers are so snowflakes, man. Like, bro, people said I'm all of this stuff. You know what people said about me online? And I'm a little bitty baby online Twitter account, for example. Like, like, yeah, like when you have a following or you're a notable figure, like you're a politician or celebrity, people gonna say shit about you. Like, I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like, it's called growing thick skin. My thing is, if you don't want to be talked about, don't be in the spotlight. Like, I'm in the spotlight right now. I'm pretty sure somebody go talk about my ass or whatever down the road. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, do I care? My thing is, you can say you can call me every name in the book. As long as you don't dox my family, dox me, dox my friends or whatever. Like, I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares, bro? Who cares? Like, oh God, misinformation, false information. Like, okay, oh God. For 3 years, the Florida legislature has considered GOP-backed bills making it easier to sue news organizations for defamation. Excuse me, guys. But this proposal is drawing wider support from Democrats, with Tallahassee Democratic Representative Allison Tant co-sponsoring the House measure. The Senate and House proposals would compel news outlets to take down content from their websites within days of notification that the published information is false or outdated. Failure to remove content will open them to defamation lawsuits. So really, to be honest with you, like JB said in his video, he said RBN is a news organization. That's true. Um, and ATP Network, even though we irrelevant as of right now, we are a news organization because I'm reporting the news right there to you. So I mean, right there. So yeah, like she lives in Florida right now. So if we say something about a Florida politician or whatnot, and they see it, and they can say, um, it will be consequences for talking about Ron DeSantis or somebody like that. Like, this is wild. Man. It says, uh, excuse me, guys. St. Petersburg Democratic Representative uh, Michelle Ranner supports the bill, saying she didn't understand why the media wants to keep false information on the internet. I mean, I mean, how do you, like? Okay, so you saying that you know calling you out your name is false? I think that's what they talking about in a way. Like, she's a Zion, no, not a Zion. She's a dictator, for example. Um, but okay, like people get called like that all the time. It don't mean that it's defaming you. Like for example, what defamation is to me. Like if somebody accused me of being a, I don't want to say it because people take shit and run with it, a pedophile, for example, like they did this other guy here. Um, accuse him of being a pedophile too. Accuse somebody of being a pedophile, and you should say it over and over and over again. Like, yeah, that's defaming my character because pedophiles are horrible, horrible, horrible people. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't have no record of being that, and I'm not a pedophile. Like, that's an example of defamation. But if somebody say you stupid, or you crazy, or you crazy kind of, cutting it close. You know what I'm saying about defamation? It's kind of, wishy washy, or shut up, asshole. Like, that's not defamation. Oh God, these people don't just. Oh God, but these are the same people that said freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. I bet these people that support this bill, these Democrats, I bet they the same ones that support um you know that support um you know what happened to Mahmoud Khalil. Like I really believe that. Let me continue. It says I've got people on the internet and say atrocious things about me. welcome to my welcome to my world, fool. Things that are not actually true, and I have to sit here and say, well, can't do anything about it. That's right, you can't do nothing about it. Like people always gonna say shit about you. Like somebody just called me and Liz a scam artist because I'm trying to help her see happiness. Like she's getting older. She has two kids. Like she cares for her kids, but I'll say like me as myself is like, hey, you know, you and the kids deserve happiness. But people call us scam artists because we are asking for money online. And we're not even begging for money. We just asking for money online. But um, now does being called a scam artist is defamation? But I mean, you gotta prove it. My thing is, you gotta prove that I'm a scam artist. Prove it. What proof do you have that I'm a scam artist? Okay. And also too, like I think again, like I said, if you in the public eye and people say shit about you, you can't take it because of your feelings. Get offline. Get off the internet. Get out of the public eye, man. God damn, boy. Um, I'm a state representative lawyer. I could file my own motion and do what I need to do. The House Civil Justice and Claims Subcommittee advanced the bill unanimously with four Democrats in support, despite warnings it amounts to censorship. The bill was inspired by the case of a Miami man who's been accused of molesting a child, only see the charges dropped. A TV station refused his request to scrub the story from its website. Um, but how does defamation if they say that, hey, this man is accused, he's accused. Like, if they said that he did it, and they didn't say he accused of that, yeah, but okay. Okay, I gotta watch what I say, told you too. Um, Sometimes innocence doesn't erase the fact that an arrest and charge occurred, said Bobby Block, executive director of the First Amendment Foundation. They may be inconvenient facts, but they are true. And if we are to buy to the Bill's line, we would have to erase the O.J. Simpson car chases and every report on Casey Anthony from history. Uh, it says Barry Richard, a prominent Tallahassee lawyer who represented that Miami man, said the change is necessary because of the permanence of the internet. God, the internet. Rich is married to Tant, the House co-sponsor. The proposal will allow suits for up to 20 years after the publication of an article. If you now have a reason to know it's not true, you can't keep it up. What is the public interest in keeping this story up for 7 years and ruining a person's life? Barry asked the panel Thursday. It says Democrats support the bill has been more limited in the Senate, where only Rosalind Ogard of Broward County has supported it in committee. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that was a short article. Shout out to JB for finding that first, and I, wanted to talk about it. But yeah, man, I'm not done yet on this topic. I got a video for it, but yeah, it's like to me, um, that by doing this, basically, like that just wipes out everything that us as political commentators do. Like, um, you could say anything's defamation. Like, I could call Ron DeSantis a dictator, and they could say, "Hey, that's defamation. You gotta take that off your YouTube channel." But I could, okay, but if I say Benjamin Netanyahu is a dictator, at least I can back that up with facts because apparently, as of right now, he's killing journalists in Gaza. So yeah, like one thing JB said too, like whatever happens in Florida, it spreads like wildfire. Like this, if this passes in the Florida legislature, then it could go to Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, I said Tennessee, Arkansas. Like, so basically, we can't criticize anybody because because it's defamation. But okay, so let me get to this video on YouTube. This guy explains what defamation is. Um, 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 so yeah, I'm gonna play it and give my thoughts on it. Here we go.
Defamation, and how slander and libel play into the defamation rule. The landmark Supreme Court case is New York Times versus Sullivan. We won't go too in depth with New York versus Sullivan in this video, but I do intend to create a case brief for New York Times versus Sullivan in the near future. So let's look at the elements of defamation. There's either 4 or 6 elements when trying to prove defamation. Your regular run-of-the-mill defamation is only 4 elements, and when the defamation concerns a matter of public concern, well, then you get the 2 other layers of defamation. So here are the elements. There first must be defamatory language. It must be of and concerning the plaintiff, which is the person bringing suit. Publication of that defamatory statement by the defendant to a third person. And then there must be damage.
So basically, a good example of it is I call so and so a pedophile, and they see that, and then they take me to court. I said it on YouTube. YouTube is a public square, and this person is a notable figure. Okay, okay, without saying he's alleged. See, if I say he's allegedly been a pedophile, then then it changes. But if I just say that, then yeah. But again, it's like, okay, I thought about Cardi B took somebody to court over defamation. Some YouTuber. I forgot who that person was. Was it Amber K? Somebody like that? Amber K? I don't remember what the person was, but I do. Um, yeah, I remember that. It was a few years ago. Like, yeah, Cardi B, I think she did took her to court over that. Like, yeah, like Cardi B, she has a reputation. She's a rapper. I'm not a Cardi B fan, but people like her. But she's a notable figure, and that person said some defamatory language about her. So, I mean, okay, but it's still tricky. Like defamation it's hard to prove in court. Like you gotta have a good reason. Like if a troll on Twitter call me something, um, maybe not a certified but something else, like a scam artist, then like I go to a lawyer, they gonna say, really? Like really some random person on Twitter call you that? Like a lot of people I probably gonna see him calling me that. So it's like it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? It gotta be something like huge. But anyway, back to this.
Damage to the plaintiff's reputation. As I previously said, if the matter is of public concern, meaning something that the public would find value in, then 2 other elements must be proved, and that is falsity of the defamatory language and fault on the part of the defendant. So let's look at each element and break it down. When it comes to defamatory language, the meaning of defamation is anything that really harms a person's reputation. Next, we come to the of and concerning the plaintiff. The defamatory statement must relate to the plaintiff.
But anything can fall under that. Call somebody crazy or they stupid. Like, but my thing is that like I mean like people call each other names all the time. Like that's probably why we have. That's probably why the. That's probably why these laws are where they are what they are because hell if you losing the defamation um the case of defamation, then hell, everybody be goddamn trying to sue everybody. It's like, come on, man. But anyway, let me continue.
It can't be about the plaintiff's sister, the plaintiff's brother. It has to be about the plaintiff. And there's an interesting little side twist in there when it comes to groups. So a group can bring a lawsuit for defamation if a defamatory statement refers to all members of a small group. A good number to keep in mind is about 15 people or so. If the statement is about a large group, then no member can really prove that the statement is of and concerning them. And finally, if the statement is about some members of a small group, well, then the person bringing the defamation claim may be able to show that a reasonable person could view the statement as pertaining to the plaintiff. Next, we come to publication. Publication is really a term of art. It doesn't necessarily require that the statement be posted on the internet or written or published in a book. It's really any kind of communication by any method when it's communicated to one or more people who actually understand it. So if you're at a party and everybody in that party speaks English, except you and your friend who speak Portuguese, and you scream out in Portuguese something defamatory about your friend, well, you did publicize it, you did make a publication, and it was to a third person, but it wasn't able to be understood. And publication can either be intentional or negligent.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, like maybe somebody joking or something. Like, people joke all the time. We say shit, but yeah, that's why the laws are where they're written. Like, and that kind of see how thorough that is. Like, I'm in a room of people and I speak Spanish. Call somebody a word, defame them in Spanish, and everybody else speak English. They're like, what? And you can't take them to court because they didn't understand what I was saying. See how wishy washy this shit is. Yeah, also too, I did knew. Yeah, it's more than just the internet or a book. Obviously, like yeah, it could be any like situation, like you know. But yeah,
Intentional publication is where the defendant's intent was to defame this person. They intentionally spoke something or wrote something about the plaintiff. Negligent publication, for example, occurs when an individual types up a defamatory email intending just to save it on their computer, let's just say. Well, mistakenly, they press send and it goes to the whole entire company. Just an example. And then you must show damage to the plaintiff's reputation. Now this is where our slander or libel comes in. The easy way to remember the difference is I like to look at the S and take the S in slander, and that's how I keep them separate in my mind. Slander is spoken, while libel is written defamation. And whether the defamatory language is slander or libel really goes to the heart of damages and what kind of damages that the plaintiff can recover. So for libel, which is our written defamation, the plaintiff does not need to prove any kind of special damages or general damages. Now that's not the same for slander. When it comes to slander, which is our spoken defamation, the plaintiff's going to have to prove special damages. Unless that defamation, that's
so basically you gotta, this libel is there. Like what happened to Cardi B, that was libel. Like it's already it's on internet. They can pull it up. You know, okay, But yeah, slander, like somebody, like if I tell somebody that, hey, this person is this and that, they gotta they gotta have yeah, they gotta have proof that I said that. Okay, it makes sense.
Slander falls into one of four categories or one of four types. The first type being that the defamation reflects adversely on business or professional conduct. The second being that someone has a loathsome disease. The third, that someone is guilty of a common law crime or a crime of moral turpitude. And finally, it's defamatory to accuse a woman of being unchaste at common law. Okay, so our other two elements, the falsity and fault, come into play when there's a matter of public concern at the heart of that defamatory statement. You still must prove the four elements we just spoke about, but then you have to ask yourself, can the plaintiff prove that the defamation was false? If they can, then you have to prove fault on the part of the defendant. Here's where it gets a little hairy. If the plaintiff is a public figure or some sort of public official, then this is where the New York Times versus Sullivan comes in. You have to prove actual malice on the part of the defendant. If it's a private individual, someone unknown to
See what I'm saying? It's difficult. See, you gotta prove malice because hey, they up they out in the open. I get that what that case back in the 1964 was saying. Like, hey, um, was there any malice intent? So yeah, man. Like, so yeah, like again, like if I say something about Ron DeSantis, I accuse him of something, he could say like, hey, hey, that defamation. You better take that down, or we'll come after you. What that Florida trying to do is they basically trying to make these laws very soft, soften the laws up so they can actually just keep us from speaking truth to power. Like this is what it's all about. And somebody said a good question too. Like, could this be about Israel as well? Could be. I mean, yeah. Like I said, these people could be Zionists. Like, you don't know. But almost done this.
anyone, well, you can either prove there was actual malice on the defendant's part or there was negligence on the defendant's part. So that's how we prove defamation. But there are some defenses the defendant can raise, and these are known as privileges. So our absolute privileges are the executive privilege, and this concerns communications by the president as well as some other members of his executive branch. Judicial privileges, and these are protections from comments by a judge or a lawyer or parties or witnesses, but the comments must be made and related to the case, the ongoing case. And then there's the legislative privilege, and this privilege applies to the legislative branch of government. For example, if the speaker is participating in a legislative proceeding. And then you have your qualified privileges, and there's three of the qualified privileges as well. You have a privilege to protect yourself, protect others, or protect a group or common interest. When protecting yourself, the speaker may make a statement in order to protect their own personal interests. For example, if you're walking down the street and someone picks your pocket, or you believe someone picked your pocket, and you point to someone in a crowd and say, that man stole my wallet. Well, you may be mistaken, but you had a privilege because you were protecting your personal interest. You have a privilege when you protect others, when the speaker is actually trying to protect some other person's interest. For example, a lady thinks she saw someone steal your wallet, and she says in a crowd, hey, that man just stole his wallet. Finally, there's a protection.
See? So basically, yeah, like he said, I'm just gonna repeat what he said. if 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 somebody took my wallet, and I say, hey, he took my wallet, but he didn't take my wallet, he can't sue me for defamation because because it's like a kind of a conflict of interest. Like, hey, my property got taken from me, so I'm in a trying to gather shit, trying to see what the fuck going on, who did this, who did that. So this is why people don't sue much for defamation. But but yeah, man, this is scary, man. If Florida gets away with this, you don't think other states gonna do it? Like, um, you know, we don't have freedom of speech in this country, man. Like, I think the reason why they doing this, they want to limit people like us, people that do news, political commentary. They don't want us to, slander Ron DeSantis, and y'all know damn good and damn well Ron DeSantis, if this gets to his desk, he's gonna sign it into law. So, so yeah, you could bet that, man. Like,